live from WTVO Rockford and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
A local family has 3 generations of service members. How they're being honored ahead of Veterans Day. Now that Halloween is over, what's everyone doing with their pumpkins? At one local museum, they're taking pumpkin cleanup to new heights. And a foundation is set up in Matthew Perry's name after his passing, why he wanted to be remembered for his work off the screen. Good evening, I'm Taylor Castro. Thanks for joining us tonight. Ahead of Veterans Day, a Stateline museum is honoring a family with 3 generations of service. This afternoon, the Ethnic Heritage Museum honored the Cardenas family. Originally from Uvalde, Texas, they moved to Rockford in 1963. Augustin served in the U.S. Army during World War II. Then his 4 sons all served. Arnolfo and Armando in the Army, Arturo in the Air Force, and Arnoldo, who was killed in action during Vietnam. Then some of their children also served, including Raul, the son of Armando.
It feels very special. It does. We grew up seeing and knowing that one of my uncles passed away in Vietnam, and because of that and just knowing what the family's gone through all these years, especially with military service, it makes me very appreciative that they're even considering us for this event. So it's nice, it's humbling.
The family band played music around the Rockford area as well. The exhibit will be on display through the end of the year. The Discovery Center hosted its annual Pumpkin Smash today. Kids throughout the state line got the chance to launch their pumpkins and learn about simple machines like levers and pulleys. Drea Baroni was there. Drea, how was it?
Yeah, Taylor, this event is awesome for the whole family. It's the 20th year the Discovery Center has held the Pumpkin Smash, and families showed up and showed out to get rid of their pumpkins in a creative way. Hundreds of people lined up throughout the day for the chance to sling their old jack-o'-lanterns off the catapult made by the staff at the Discovery Center Museum.
It's fun because Halloween's over, and who wants these pumpkins when it's not even Halloween?
Sending the squash soaring isn't the only thing to do. There's pumpkin games, fall treats, and autumn-themed crafts all set up for kids to explore throughout the Discovery Center parking lot. Inside the museum, kids get the chance to learn the science behind the smashing.
Great opportunity to talk about simple machines and about physics and Newton's laws of motion. And so, anytime we have an opportunity to do that in a way that kids can see and experience themselves, then I think that just reinforces learning and gives them a fun memory to associate it with.
It's great to watch the gourds go out with a bang, but the day is about teaching kids that science is all around them by incorporating a little fun into learning.
It's so fun to talk about some of the physics and see the pumpkins fly and see people's eyes get really big and the big smiles, and then you see the smash on the ground and there's cheering. It's really just a family fun event to have some fun with physics and to have some fun with pumpkins and to finish the fall season with a big event.
At the end of the event, all these smashed pumpkin parts don't go to waste. They're donated to local farmers to help feed their livestock. Taylor?
Thanks, Drea. A foundation has been set up in Matthew Perry's name to help people who are struggling with substance abuse. The star of Friends died last Saturday at the age of 54 after struggling with substance abuse for years. An autopsy was conducted and authorities are waiting for toxicology reports to determine Perry's cause of death. The Matthew Perry Foundation was established on Friday and is now accepting donations. Organizers say the actor wanted to be remembered as someone who helped others with substance abuse even more than for his work on Friends. The Buffalo Bills are in Cincinnati to play the Bengals Sunday night, returning to the city for the first time since Bills safety Damar Hamlin suffered cardiac arrest on the field. Today, Hamlin is honoring the medical team that saved his life in January. His foundation will be awarding 10 $1,000 scholarships named after the 10 first responders, nurses, and doctors who treated him. Hamlin returned to the city a day early to announce the program during a dinner with the 10 heroes. The scholarships will go to youth in Cincinnati. The 25-year-old's charity also works to distribute AEDs and promote CPR training. With Veterans Day approaching, it's the perfect time to honor those heroes. Coming up, the surprise that one veteran receives ahead of another special day.
And with some sunshine out there this afternoon, despite that colder start, temperatures today we're able to make it into the upper 50s to near 60 degrees. We go even further tomorrow, but it comes with a bit of a wind. Find out how strong those winds will be gusting coming up in the first warn forecast a little later.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team, with Taylor Castro, Reagan Holgate, and Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
Veterans Day is less than a week away. It's a chance to honor those who served and made the ultimate sacrifice. In Maine, one World War II vet in particular has plenty of reasons to be thankful. 103 to be exact. Brittany McMattin has her story.
Here we go. Punch, punch. Very good.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Am I that old?
You might not guess it by his veracity in the gym, but Ed Hendrickson is indeed days away from his 103rd birthday.
I think it's just great that I've been able to live this long, and I do pretty well.
10 pounds, Ed. Right in those big guns. There's 4. We should do 103 of them.
Oh my God.
Last one. Excellent. Got you.
That's hard work.
He says movement is the key to his positive outlook.
I feel pretty good. I get a little bit down once in a while, but I get myself out of it. I go for a walk, or I have done a few exercises at home alone, enough to get me moving.
Physical activity isn't the only thing keeping his spirits high these days. Ahead of Ed's birthday on November 14th, another local veteran put out a Facebook post asking for cards. Hundreds of people across the country have already delivered on that request.
Gee, I never knew I had so many friends. It's kind of exciting, truthfully. And they're all real nice. They're all good. They're all either complimentary or wishing me well or things like that. They're all personal type of notes. And I like that. One of the best things I got was, where's that little ornament there? I got this decoration, this little ornament. I really loved that. And of course the Navy, as it happens, I was in the Navy.
Ahead of Veterans Day, and as the cards keep coming in, Ed has a message for everyone who's dropped him a note.
I just tell them how appreciative I was that they think of me in this huge world war.
I might just have to send a card to Ed. That was Brittany McMattin reporting. It was a beautiful fall day to enjoy the autumn activities, but Candace says the cooler temps might creep in soon. Her forecast is next.
Now, your first warn weather forecast from Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
Well, you know, the sun may set a little earlier here this evening, but it was a gorgeous sunset. Still a little light on the horizon. As we look around the region, you still have some of that light as the cloud cover has kind of moved back in from some of the sunshine we had out there earlier today. Temperature-wise, our numbers with the sun were able to make it into the upper 50s to near 60 degrees. So beautiful fall weekend. As far as the sunrise this morning, 6:34. Sunset this evening, 4:45. Sunset tomorrow night at 4:44. But again, you've got an earlier sunrise. Tomorrow morning, temperatures will be starting off very mild. In fact, our numbers will briefly drop here into the 40s before we see those temperatures climb again back into the low to mid 50s by the time the sun comes up tomorrow. So it is going to be a warm start tomorrow, and that'll help springboard us even further for tomorrow afternoon. I have to say thank you to Doug and Shelley Williams for sharing this picture. Their bright maple tree, I'm sure a lot of the leaves are gone now after some of the days of wind that we have had, but thank you so much for sharing those fall photos. And you know, this weekend was a nice weekend to get out and enjoy, especially this afternoon. Maybe do a little bit of yard work. Our wind speeds have come down a bit from where they were earlier today, but the wind will pick up later tonight. In fact, the wind will be kind of at its highest point during the morning tomorrow before tapering off a little bit by tomorrow afternoon. 56 our temperature in Rockford, Freeport 55 in Monroe, Dixon 58 in Sterling, and 54 right now in Rochelle. Our weather watcher Terry in Genoa 57, 42 that dew point temperature, so we've added in a little bit of moisture. Southerly wind now at about 9 miles per hour. As we look across the region, we've got a lot of warmth that's spanning here across the Midwest and the plains. Warm front to the west of us. That warm front will pull closer to us, and that's part of the reason By 1, we've had an increase in cloud cover, but 2, our temperatures will be going up. So notice by 6, 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, those numbers are in the low 50s, but winds tomorrow will be gusting around 30 miles per hour. Peak winds tomorrow afternoon could come 30 to 35 before eventually they taper off into the afternoon. We'll see those temperatures climb into the upper 60s for tomorrow before again tapering off just a bit, dropping a good 10 degrees or so by the time we get into Tuesday. Increase in cloud cover, we've got some stronger winds in the jet stream, area of low pressure moving over the Dakotas. Main low pressure system passes to the north of us, but with a slow increase in moisture, 1, that's why we've had the cloud cover, 2, might lead to a sprinkle or very light shower here late tonight into very early tomorrow. Not expecting really anything measurable with this as this comes through, but again, a light shower or 2 that could take us through about 9, 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Drier air wrapping in will help kind of clear us out a bit as we head into the afternoon, so I think we see a little more sunshine as the wind turns back around to the west. Cold front settles to the south of us then Monday night into Tuesday. Winds will turn back around to the north and the northeast for Tuesday afternoon. That'll drop temperatures down a good 10 to 15 degrees for Tuesday, still a little bit above that average before we see that front try to lift back north, and that's the key, try to lift back north on Wednesday. Next low pressure system comes in Tuesday night into Wednesday. Watch what happens with our temperatures. Depending on where exactly that front sets up, you've got the mid and upper 60s close to 70 degrees south of where that warm front sits, and then you're stuck in the 50s north of that. So I think temperatures on Wednesday may make it into the mid and upper 50s. Could go a little warmer if we get that warm front to come through, but if we get that warm front to come through, that could also increase 1, a chance for showers, and then 2, maybe a thunderstorm or 2 into the afternoon. So briefly dropping to 49 degrees for tonight. Temperatures will rise overnight into the low to mid 50s, 68 for tomorrow with that gusty wind, 54 on Tuesday, 57 on Wednesday, and then we're back down to reality, unfortunately, back into the upper 40s, low 50s, but at least we dry out here looking ahead into next weekend.
Thanks, Candace. Reagan's in next with sports. The Bears opened up this Sunday slate in New Orleans looking for their 3rd win of the season. And the Packers trying to end a 4-game skid today at Lambeau. Those highlights are coming up after the break.
Now sports with Reagan Holgate.
Justin Fields was still listed as inactive for today's game against the Saints, but some good news at least. He was a limited participant in practice on Friday for the first time in 3 weeks. That meant Tyson Bagent would get his 2nd road start in NOLA, but QB1 was still there on the sidelines coaching up the rookie. We'll pick things up on the Bears' first drive of the game. Bagent is going to go deep to Cole Kmet in the corner of the end zone. What a grab from the tight end, and that makes the score 7-0 Chicago. All tied at 7 now. Bagent looking to Kmet again for a 9-yard touchdown pass. The Bears take the lead. Let's go to the 4th quarter now. 17-all. Taysom Hill, who also caught a touchdown pass, throws one 3 yards to Juwan Johnson to give New Orleans the lead. Bears with one final shot here after a Saints missed field goal, but Bagent is stripped. That would be his 4th turnover of the game. A not so hot second half for the Bears. They lose 24-17 for their 7th loss of the season. Defensive end Montez Sweat made his debut in the Navy and Orange uni today, but the edge rusher was rushing to pick up his sack of money yesterday as he agreed to a 4-year, $98 million contract. $72 million of that is guaranteed. The Bears almost had to get the deal done to avoid any risk of him being unsigned and risking injury after giving up a 2nd-round pick. Sweat's signing continues to stir up drama with unsigned cornerback Jalen Johnson, who was asked on Wednesday how he'd feel if Sweat got paid before he did.
I know he's up for contract as well, so I mean it would be a different situation if it was a trade and then sign. That would be, in a sense, I feel like something that I would feel more so than just an initial trade. But I know the opportunity's there, and somebody has to get paid. I know that.
So if he does get an extension before that, not sit right with you?
No, it wouldn't, for sure.
Let's go to Green Bay, where the Packers were looking to snap a 4-game losing streak hosting the Rams. The Rams fumbled the snap here in the first. Jonathan Owens is there for the strip sack, and Devondre Campbell scoops it up. It's Packers ball. Let's see what the offense can do with it. Aaron Jones, of course, he's going to take it up the gut and into the end zone for the 3-yard score. Packers get on the board first, 7-0. To the fourth now, Packers lead by 10. Jordan Love fires over the middle to Luke Musgrave, who takes it in for his first career NFL touchdown. The Pack is back, folks. Green Bay wins 20-3 to snap a 4-game skid. So here's where things stand in the NFC North after Week 9. The Detroit Lions are on a bye, still in first at 6-2. Josh Dobbs comes up big for the Vikings in their first game without Kirk Cousins. They improve to 5-4. The Packers win today, keeps them in solo third at 3-5, and the Bears still holding down the fort in last place at 2-7. Now, one of the first major moves in Chicago baseball came today after Cody Bellinger and Marcus Stroman both elected to hit free agency. The Cubs picked up the club option for veteran starting pitcher Kyle Hendricks. The professor will make $16.5 million in 2024 in his 11th season with the Cubs. He finished the 2023 season with an ERA of 3.74 over 24 starts. Hendricks is the final remaining player on the roster from the 2016 World Series team. That's sports. We'll be right back.
After the snow earlier in the week, it's like we went back in time. Well, we did turn the clocks back.
Yeah, I mean, technically, if you want to get technical about it, yeah, we kind of did go back in time by 1 hour.
Exactly. But the fall weather was beautiful.
The weekend was nice to get out. You know, it was nice to get the 50s, 60s today, and the sunshine too. Kind of finish up some last minute yard work maybe that you have to do. And you know, this week really isn't going to be that bad of a week. We're low on the chance for rainfall, so the interactive radar stays pretty quiet here these next couple of days. May see a sprinkle or a light shower or two, but maybe you're able to open up the windows and let some of that fresh air in. Air out the house after some cold days, right? That stuffy air might be getting to you a little bit. Tonight, temperatures will briefly drop into the 40s, but we are going to climb throughout the morning tomorrow. So tomorrow morning is going to be a very mild start. It'll be in the low to mid 50s for the start of Monday. That'll help get us up to 68 for the afternoon. A little windy too. Yeah, we're climbing up. Average high temperature should be in the low 50s, 54 for Tuesday. So we see a drop in those numbers. Back close to 57 on Wednesday. Wednesday may be our best chance for some rainfall, maybe a rumble of thunder, just kind of depends on the track of low pressure, warm front, and then temperatures will drop back, kind of back to reality as we get into the weekend. But Saturday, Sunday look like pretty dry weekends.
Sounds great. Thanks, Candace. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you at 10.